People don't change, we shift. We learn how to manage the things in us that we don't like or that we learn don't serve us. So if lying never served nobody, that person is still a liar who has to manage the behavior of not lying. No different than an addict. A person who was addicted to porn is managing no longer looking at porn. Management could look like this. They won't go in the environment of maybe a strip club. They will not go in an environment where there's a porn on television. Same thing for alcoholics, right? They try their best to not go around it as much as possible. There's a lot of willpower that takes, a lot of managing. You don't wake up in the next day or go through 6 months or a year of therapy, Shannon, and you are no longer built the way you are biologically. You no longer think the way you think. You no longer have the appetite that you used to have. Do we grow out of some things naturally? Yes. But evolving and growing out of something is very different than saying, now that I'm with you, I want to stop smoking cigarettes. Now that I'm with you, I no longer want to watch porn. You're managing yourself. So there's only a matter of time before who you don't like about me shows up in this relationship. So I always ask people this. Instead of finding people that you have to change for or that you want to change for you, find somebody who's conducive to the shit you got going on. Meaning, if you are in your dysfunctional era, I'm serious, you find someone who your dysfunction does not create dysfunction in them. Your dysfunction may be something that they need and they can feed in a healthy way because that happens often. For example, people who have anxious attachment, those are the people who are just always want to be up under you, want to call you, want to attach you, want to do that, right?
What you doing? Not talking to you right now.
Watch this. Now, I'm an abandoned little girl who's grown up to be an abandoned woman. I have worked through a lot of my stuff. But that anxious attachment person would drive somebody who is in avoidant or even secure attachment crazy. That is system overload, way too much for them. Me, I love me a clingy man. So if my man, hold on, I'm not saying he's sitting at home not doing nothing, playing video games. I'm saying he's traveling, he's doing work, he's doing his thing, but maybe in between work, in between sessions, in between lunch, he wants to FaceTime me or text me or baby, I miss you. And when he's done with work, he wants to get right back home to mama. I love me a man like that.
For
or
real?
He wants to fly me out. Oh hell yes.
You got a therapist session, you talking. So Mr. Johnson, so how is it that Mrs. Johnson feel that you're not meeting, so forth and so on? And then you get out of that session, you got like five text messages, 3 missed calls.
Okay, so see, now you're going to obsessive. I didn't say that the person will crash out. That's different. That's somebody who's having an anxiety attack because you're not available. That's more of codependency.
Okay.
I'm saying somebody who has an attachment style where they love being plugged into their partner.
Okay.
You want to see your woman's face before me and you do this interview.
Right.
So when I walked in, you might have been saying, okay, baby, hey, Dr. Bryant just walked in, I'll call you right back.
Right.
And then you hang up and I'm like, hey, Shannon.
Yes.
That is what's healthy for me.
Okay.
But for many other people, that attachment style may not work for them. They may say, I'm too needy or that person's too needy.
Yeah.
So what I try to teach people is stop finding someone who is avoidant, right? Mm-hmm. And I want someone who's going to be attached. And now I'm telling you all day, Shannon, like, you don't call me enough.
Right.
Like, are you not into me? You know, you're not slapping my ass every time I walk by. You know, it's like you need your space downstairs in the man cave for an hour when you get home to debrief. But to me, that makes me feel a little detached from you, right? Mm-hmm. Versus finding a man who says, shit, you are my man cave. Daddy can't
Come
wait
on
to get
down
home
here.
to
Let's
you.
watch this game together.
Come on, baby. Now we're talking. And while you at it, mama, bring that good shade, dark. Bring that good shade dark. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by us finding what's conducive to us, not finding the person who needs us to change and be something else, because that's also a deeper rooted issue. If I'm always attracting and choosing people who want me to change, that is an identity crisis issue. That is a lack of self-love. Something in me doesn't like myself. So I'm calibrating you who is pointing out for me what I don't like that I need to change. And I'm making you my motivating factor to change when if I don't like that about myself, shouldn't that be an inside job?
Right.
Shouldn't I sit with me first and say, these are the things I don't like about me. Let me lose the weight. Let me have better self-care. Let me tailor down on my smart mouth or whatever it is I feel I need to do. Why do I need to choose you to tell me I need to change and me be motivated by you? That's codependency. That's unhealthy.
Okay.
So people, listen, get a sense of self and then find somebody who's conducive to who you are. Because no one's ever going to be perfect. We all going to be broken when we meet whoever we meet. And there's no such thing as a fully healed person. So all this wait till you heal to find somebody, you're going to be waiting forever. And what happens is while you are trying to isolate to heal, you are also unlearning how to socialize. You are also deadening your chemistry muscle. So when you go back out the house 6 months, 5 years, however long y'all trying to isolate, then you're going, I'm socially awkward. How come I can't connect with people? How come there's no chemistry with anybody? Well, you ain't used it. So you
The
lost
computer
it.
hadn't been updated.
There you go. So it's about having healthy distractions. I'm going to heal for 2 hours a day and meditate and take self-inventory and do my therapy. But then Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 o'clock, I have to get out and socialize. I have to get out and meet people who are celebrating me. I have to get out and create a circle of wealth who are pouring into me so I have a balance of healing and also a norm that's going to allow me to be me and be around people and socialize and meet someone who I can possibly be conducive with, who I don't have to look forward to be my motivator to change and be a better me. Being better comes from the inside. A woman will never make a man a better man. Y'all gonna change when you want to. As you see, like in my father's words, a nigga gonna be a nigga. A womanizer is gonna be a womanizer. A woman will become a product of your environment. Offset and Cardi B is a perfect example. Cardi B came into it. She had no kids. She was in her career. She's going diamond and platinum with her records. No kids. Offset had how many? By how many?
I think you had a couple.
So who became a product of whose environment? Cardi now has 2 by 2. My theory, proven right again. She has 2 by 2. So she's a product of his environment. I'm just saying what it is. Because a man who's going to marry is a man who's going to what? Marry.
Right.
He's looking for marriage. But a man who's just looking for ass is what? He's looking for ass. It don't matter if he runs into Dr. Bryant. People in general, especially women, have to stop being so arrogant to think that anything we got from a face to a wop to a dwop to anything can take a man and make him what he's not. We ain't build him. We ain't never made y'all. And we will never change y'all. Only thing we can do is choose y'all and say, if this man never changes this right here, I will love everything about this man exactly how he is. But we don't do that. I do now, but most women don't. We go, I like 25, 35%. I think that's 65%. Once he meets me, makes love to me, see I can cook and I can clean and I can do these other things and my knees is good and I do cook, yeah. But the maid cleans.
Collard greens.
I'll cook it for you, but I don't eat red meat. But I'll cook it for my man, but I don't eat red meat. But
dang. You do all that?
All that.
Mac and cheese?
But
bake?
Guess what?
What that?
That ain't gonna change who you are. That's not gonna change the type of man you are.
I don't even want to go out no more. Lose my number, homeboy. Don't ever call me again. I'm happy here. Do men and women cheat differently?
They do. They do. But I'll answer that. But do we care about the different ways of cheating? Or do we care about the dismantling and the impact of cheating?
The act of cheating.
Because I don't care how you did it. I'm dismantled now. My heart is broken. My safe space is scattered.
Right.
And now I have to learn to love myself different and you. Because see, if I didn't know you were a dog from the beginning, I was loving a good man. Mm-hmm. A good man eats something different, sleeps different, and I love you different. But if now I'm loving a King Corso, I'm feeding you different.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm loving you different. Mm-hmm. And I have to become a different what? Person. So this is why cheating is so excruciating, because it's not about, people always say, can we get the trust back? The trust back is way down here after we work through all of these layers.
Right.
Can you learn to love a dog? If we're married and I cheated on you, can you learn to love a dog? Not can you trust me again? Because trusting me means you have to believe that I'm no longer the woman that cheated on you. That's deception in itself. Can you love a woman who has deceived you and has the capacity to do it again? Because whatever I've done to you, I now have the capacity.
Right.
Which means what? You now know what I'm
capable of doing.
Come on, baby. So can I love you knowing that you're capable of being a snake? Can I sleep in the bed with you knowing that you may not bark for 6 months, but in August, I might hear a rough. Oh, that's right.
That's who you were.
I'm with a dog. Mm-hmm. And now this Negro, this Cane Corso needs that steak. because he already got a taste of blood. Can I do that?
Right.
If the answer is no, you have to dissipate the relationship.
Wow.
If the answer is yes, then we have to talk about what that looks like. And it's going to look different on both of you.
Yes. Because you might can forget, because this is what happens, Doc. You might forgive, but you're not going to forget. Because the first time you get mad, you probably with that beat. You probably called that, you probably did this. And now
And men cheat off of lust.
Women cheat, y'all.
We cheat oftentimes because now we're vindictive on that bullshit you did. Now let me go further. We so cold. Your homeboy.
Hey, Doc, come on.
I'm gonna tell you how women work. Your homeboy that was already looking at me 5-6 years ago, who I curved because I'm a good woman.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't do you like that.
Right.
Because I was loving a good man and not a dog. Now, I said this to you earlier about Cardi B and Offset.
Yeah.
I've become a product of you. That means if you're deceptive, I became a product of what?
Now you got to be deceptive. Or you could be deceptive. You don't have to be. You could
There
be.
you go. This doesn't happen with everybody, but it happens with most people, men and women. I will become a product of my environment before it becomes a product of me. My environment will change me before I change it. That's just law. So if I'm with a man who cheats long enough, it doesn't mean every woman will do it, but it does mean this. The deceptiveness in her, you can then uproot. If it's in her. If it's in her, you are going to uproot it. Period. Now, whether she acts on it or not is up to her. But when a woman cheats just because she's cheating, not because of deception, it's not that we do it different. It's that the male counterparts, or for some women, they cheat with a woman. The woman counterparts seem to be able to regulate their emotions better, right, with the woman who's married, than, let's just say, women who are dealing with the married man. Because usually, remember again, the men who are sleeping with the married woman are sleeping with her for the sleeping compatibility, the sexual compatibility.
Right.
But when a woman is sleeping with the married man, she has an end goal of taking that position.
Right. Men ain't really looking like, oh, I want to be a hubby.
Because you said it earlier on. A man who's trying to be a husband, he's turned off by a married woman. Because he not trying to go behind no other man anyways.
No.
That's a man who's like, I'm just trying to swing in when I can. And that man usually already has something at home, even if it's not a wife. So that woman is already his overcompensation for what he already has. So it's a win-win for him.
Offset was in your DM. Have you revealed anybody else that's ever been in your DM? You put anybody on blast?
I love that you said that. Offset was in my DM, and he just posed a question that said, hey, you know, maybe you can help me with something. He didn't say what it was.
Right.
That's all he said.
Right.
And because he never followed through,
Right.
I never followed through. We never did a session. He
Right.
was never my client.
Right.
When I shared that on Jason Lee's show, that was not a
Like he was trying to slide.
It was not a breach of confidentiality, first
Right.
of all, because he was not and is not my client.
Right.
So it was no breach. And he did not slide in my DMs asking for anything that had to do with me. It was very specific to, you know, hey, maybe you can help me with something. He
Right.
never said what.
Right.
And so when I said that, I was saying that to more use Offset as an example because again, he's not my client, so that's not a breach of confidentiality. To say, listen, other black men, being that Offset has a following, he's a rapper, he's in the limelight, he's attached to Cardi B. Asking for help is powerful.
Right.
You can slide in a DM to ask for help. It doesn't have to be to ask for something else.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did the appropriate thing,
Right.
and my intention was to give him props. Now, the internet took it and made it something else.
She tried to put him on
And
blast.
I was trying to say, listen, this man, with all of his bad decision making, we're going to call it what it is. In that one moment, he
did the right
he
thing.
made a right damn decision. And I was giving him his flowers, and the internet took it as, this is her client. I ain't telling shit. He's not my client.
Right.
Neither one of us followed up. And that's just what it was. It was more saying he did the right thing in that moment. And no matter how many wrong decisions you've made, it's okay to make a right one,
Right.
even if it's 1 out of 2,000, because that one right one could be the one decision that changes your life or saves your life.
Right.
Man that I brought up, that I said you know him well. He is extremely high profile and a public figure, and we weren't hiding it, but we just weren't being public with it, right? And so we went to restaurants and went out, and people screamed his name or my name, and it just was what it was. And somebody would have got a photo, we didn't care. But I do a good job of being private. I think that the privacy piece is needed because, to your point, you know, had I been public with everyone I'm dating, then I would have been having to delete or explain, you know, multiple relationships when really nothing is serious, in my opinion, if you're in a season of dating or even in a season of being committed as boyfriend and girlfriend. Until you are married with the covenant of God, I feel like there really isn't anything that you should allow people to be privy on. Because you have a relationship, but to me, you really don't have any substance of value yet until you enter into that next covenant. So for me, nobody will be ever public on my page or on my platform until it is my husband. And I haven't really had people to have an issue with that. I mean, you got some people that kind of feel like, why are you hiding me? And I explain it's not the hiding. It's one, the field I'm in. And two, the last person on my page was my fiance with the ring on my finger. Until then, I'm not doing it.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before two something.